To celebrate the 15th anniversary of the North Central Texas Council of Governments Emergency Preparedness Department, NCTCOG and its 240 member jurisdictions are proud to present the history of the EP program and the progress made in the region since its inception.
After 9/11, it took a couple of months before a lot of our elected officials really had it sink in on them of how significant of an event that was, and really came to the realization that should we have anything even near that to occur in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, nobody was prepared or had the facilities or equipment to really adequately respond. So we received a call from the mayors of Dallas and Fort Worth and asked if we would consider coordinating an overall effort to bring the region together, the first responders. And of course our response was absolutely, but let's sort of have a bottoms-up approach to this, where we bring in all of the first responders, from the hospitals to the fire and police to everyone who would probably be involved in an event. And that served as a catalyst for us then getting our program started.
While we had individual programs at each city, we really needed somebody to help us coordinate. We rely very heavily on the subject matter experts in the region. We've developed relationships with the leaders in the region so that they really help us develop the best programs. Programmatically, we work on project management, facilitation, kind of bringing folks together and giving them a shared vision and a shared conversation to help them develop that relationship. Training and exercise is important and it's good, but it's really just an activity that helps them develop the network to build the trust, so that when they're having their worst day, they know who they can call and they trust that person.
So in 2013, after September 11, they created Department of Homeland Security and selected about 10 cities, large metropolitan cities, to receive what they call the Urban Area Security Initiative grants. Very quickly we realized that anything that we do as far as securing our cities and securing our people went beyond the boundaries of City of Dallas. We started working with COG very closely, contracted with them to help us with the strategic plan so we could get all the players together. It was the perfect vehicle for us to do that, they having membership and reach. We brought together the 4 counties of Rockwall, Collin County, Denton, Dallas, and all the big 100,000 plus cities within those counties to come together, look at our gaps, look at what issues we had, and started implementing that grant. It's been over 15 years now, and that partnership has grown stronger.
Since 2001, the North Central Texas region has coordinated several large, complex events, responded to multiple incidents of domestic terrorism, and recovered from many disasters.
We've had several disasters since the beginning of the COG Emergency Preparedness Department. So a few that I remember, of course, are the hurricanes. We also, in 2009, had H1N1. In 2011, we had the wildland fire season, where we activated our North Central Texas Incident Management Team to support TIFMAS and the ability for us to gather resources to fight a wildland fire and set up staging and mineral wells and that sort of thing. Also, some others would of course be the Super Bowl and Ebola. We also had DR 4223, which is severe storms and flooding, and then DR 4255, which is the tornado that impacted 5 communities in Dallas County in 2015.
To increase readiness across the region, a variety of projects have been undertaken, many of which were coordinated and funded through the Council of Governments.
We've been very fortunate that we've been able to conduct a lot of training in the region, bringing training in from outside or conducting our own. A lot of the incident command training, the ICS 300 and 400 classes, we teach that all the time in the region. The COG is able to bring in a lot of good training for us from a lot of different vendors that are top-notch.
A lot of the emergency managers, unfortunately, are a one-person shop. They do everything. And during an emergency, that one individual, they need assistance. They need someone that they can rely upon to actually come and provide assistance to them in managing their EOC. So we actually got a grant to actually create the EOC support team. And what that team consists of, it's emergency managers of varying levels of experience and/or education. But it's a group of people that individuals that are in emergency management can pull from to actually help them manage their EOC when there's an emergency. And they've actually activated a couple of times to assist individuals.
In 2015, we created a regional emergency operations center support team, or EOC support team, which is really a concept of neighbors helping neighbors. And in 2015, of course, the day after Christmas tornadoes, we had multiple jurisdictions that were impacted. That certainly benefited from the EOC support team and providing staffing and subject matter expertise in various areas of emergency management to assist the communities that were impacted by the disaster.
The regional approach to know what to do has been a great benefit to me, because I can direct our citizens there, and I know that the information that's on that website is the same as every other jurisdiction in the region is putting out. And the information is tailored to North Central Texas, and we're able to provide residents all types of resources, reading material, of course, videos. If they don't have an emergency plan, they can create one right on the website and print it out right then, or download it and have it for their use. It's just a wealth of information and an excellent resource that I'm able to point our citizens to so that they can be better prepared for the disasters that we're prone to in North Central Texas.
We've had several big full-scale exercises. As we both know, Urban Shield was our first big precursor for our region for a large-scale, full-scale exercise. And then last year we had the Big X. Those are our two big exercises, and we've learned a lot. We've got a lot of corrective actions. Our after-action reports have been pretty clean. They've helped us to be able to redefine and redirect our resources to better protect the citizens of the North Texas area.
Equally valuable as the projects themselves are the relationships built along the way.
No one was prepared for Hurricane Katrina. I mean, who would think that a city would have to evacuate pretty much its entire population? So in the city of Dallas, we started the working relationship with our other partners. And because we had one of the largest shelters within the region, we took a large part of the population. We not only had a sheltering location, but we also had a mass care facility. We had hospital pretty much we had put on the location. We had mental health services available. We had established the ability to actually deal with individuals who needed to go and have dialysis. So when we had our partners in other cities that were saying we can house the regular population, but we need some assistance with the others, they were able to call upon us. And a lot of that was because of the regionalization and the partnerships that we had created.
Super Bowl 45. There were 5 area commands in our region. It wasn't all just in the city of Arlington, even though we had the game. You had an area command in Fort Worth, an area command in Dallas, an area command at DFW Airport, one in Irving and one in Grand Prairie, as well as Arlington. It's that regionalism. If that was the first time we all met each other, the planning for such a mega event would have been almost impossible. But because we had been working together in not just in emergency management, but whether it's law enforcement, whether it's fire, whether it's public information, we had all been working together prior to the event, so we already had a good working relationship with each other. So it made it a little bit easier when we had to start planning and determining who's responsible for what.
When I started in law enforcement, we really didn't collaborate. Everybody knew who Dallas was, but no one really knew who the other agencies were. There wasn't the kind of work there is being accomplished today. When we show up on a scene, you don't have to go back to the ground zero and build relationships at that time.
In today's environment, it's no longer just one agency or one city that can handle what's going on or what could potentially go on. So having something in the region where you can work together, train together, and meet one another has been huge.
Since it began, the Emergency Preparedness Program at COG has played an important role, coordinating among many jurisdictions with vastly different needs and managing grants, a job which might not be as fruitful or even possible in small emergency management shops.
We're not a response agency, we're a planning agency. That was one of the main agreements that Mr. Eastland had with the region. All disasters are local, and that incident commander, that mayor, that's county judge, and the governor are the primary folks. But there is value in us being able to plan collaboratively together, either from a cost perspective, a standards perspective, getting more efficiency, and then also understanding it from a subject matter expert or developing guidelines, that kind of thing.
The Tornado Safe Room Rebate Program is a perfect example of assistance through the Council of Governments in a regional approach. The Council of Governments takes care of the grant, the paperwork, the registrations, and being a one-person office, that would be overwhelming for me. I just simply would not be able to do it. It's been a win-win for me and for our citizens, since we've had 3 tornadoes in the city of Denton in the last 7 years. It could very well be responsible for saving lives in Denton to have that funding in place so our citizens can purchase a tornado safe room.
In the last 15 years, the North Central Texas region has grown, learned, and adapted to be better prepared. What will we accomplish in the next 15?